Okay, I have a little minute to read and record. I'm so excited because I've missed you guys. So I'm on chapter 442, and they got to the Florian Triangle, and there's this ghost pirate ship that's singing, and they're going yo ho ho, and you guys keep commenting this in my comments, and I'm trying to stay away from it for spoiler reasons. Public service announcement about the spoilers. Quit commenting spoilers. I've had some of my dear trusted friends message me privately and be like, hey, your comments have been really bad. So I've been trying to stay away from them. So don't spoil anything. Don't be a spoil sport. That's not nice. I still have not been spoiled about anything other than that there's more to the whole Laboon story, which, to be honest, it doesn't matter to me if I get spoiled for that. Not saying I want to, but I'm gonna be a wreck regardless because I love Laboon and would do anything for him. So, that being said, don't spoil anything. So yeah, we have just seen this skeleton man and he's singing. I'll check back in. Okay, I just turned to the next page and the skeleton's name is Brook. The I'm what? I just scrolled and he's like this polite, gentlemanly skeleton, and they like have this exchange, and Luffy's like just he's just delighted that there's a talking skeleton, and he's like, oh, do you want to join the crew? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to. I thought we were like terrified of ghost pirate ships 5 seconds ago, and now we have this skeleton man Brook saying he's gonna join the crew. This manga is wild, dude. I can't predict anything. I'm so confused, but okay. Skeleton Brook, I'm all right. I'm in. Let's go. I keep forgetting to say too that I love Enel's cover stories that are happening right now. Listen, Skypiea is the arc that I can't stop thinking about. Like, I adore Annie's Lobby and that whole saga, and it is my favorite. But there's just something so fun and nostalgic to me already about Skypiea, and I just keep thinking about it. And Enel is my favorite villain that we've encountered so far. So I'm so excited that he's like just adventuring around the moon doing his thing, but I keep forgetting to mention it because obviously I get distracted by the story, but then he pops up again and I remember it and I'm just so excited. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Enel's cover stories. Okay, so it's been one chapter and I'm already in love and obsessed with Brook. First of all, I just want to say that I love that he's like, he says that he's a gentleman and he has like no manners, and he's like really he's not very gentlemanly. He looks it, but he doesn't act like it. And I was not expecting his story to be so sad, and we haven't even heard like the whole backstory yet. We've only, like, he just talked about his experience like being so lonely, and again, it just, Luffy obviously is an incredible judge of character, so just for him to immediately invite Brook, not knowing that he was so lonely or anything, you can kind of see the whole crew, like, it's just a great reminder for everybody that Luffy is such a good person and such a good, again, that emotional intelligence is high. But so I was all excited for him to join the crew, you know, because he ate the devil fruit and it basically is the revive fruit. And then, but someone has stolen his shadow, so he can't exist in sunlight, which, like, it's like a mix of vampires and the dang, like the crew from Pirates of the Caribbean. That's what it reminds me of. So I don't know. So then this ghost island showed up because they messed with the barrel and it set off the flare. And the ghost island is called Thriller Bark. That's what the island is. I wasn't sure what Thriller Bark was, so now we know. And of course the crew is like, we gotta get out of here. And Luffy's like, what do you mean? I want to stay. So, wow, just crazy. So I don't know how it's possible to steal a shadow. part of me wonders if maybe it's Blackbeard because he's got like the darkness fruit. So is it possible for him to like steal darkness? But I don't know if they've been to the Florian Triangle yet. So I don't know. I'm very interested to see. That's like my theory, I guess, if I had to guess. But yeah, I feel so bad for Brook. I want him to have friends and belong in a crew. He seems so nice and sweet. I love his like kind of dark humor, you know, and his laughter. I need to go back and listen to all these character laughs in the anime so I can see what they sound like. But yeah, which I will still be going back and reacting to certain anime scenes, by the way. I just need time. So yeah, I'll check in. That was chapter 443. You guys, Frankie made he brought Mary back as a little lifeboat. And I love how excited the crew was. And it was such a thoughtful, it was such a thoughtful gift from Frankie. And I just love it. Like, I feel like that just goes to show his ability as a shipwright. Each detail was so thoughtfully, like, he didn't just build that ship for himself, he built it specifically with the crew in mind, and he respected Mary and everything. It's such a thoughtful detail from him, and again, I just love how Oda carefully crafts and writes these characters and shows these ways that they contribute to the crew emotionally, physically. It's just a really, really cool thing. But I loved that. And they all want to like take turns riding her around, even though they're in the middle of this ghost island. I realized that I said that Blackbeard maybe could have stolen Brook's shadow, but I realized that's probably dead wrong. It's probably like whoever the ghost boss is on Thriller Bark. So we'll have to see, but I'm not quite finished. I will check in. Okay, well, that took a turn fast. So Nami, Usopp, and Chopper like suddenly screamed and they disappeared. So the other crew was trying to figure out what was going on, and then like some ghost or invisible being started messing with them all. So now the crew is separated already on a ghost island, so this is not good. Love to, like, Sanji immediately was going to jump in to try to save, like, Nami, Usopp, and Chopper, and I feel like he's always so quick to jump in and do this. I love this about him. So then Nami, Chopper, and Usopp were, like, running from a three-headed Cerberus dog and ended up in a forest, and then this little, like, bat creature just asked, or it said that he could take them to the mansion of his master, Dr. Hogback. So I don't know. This is interesting. I'm wondering if he is like the big bad on this island. I miss Brook already. I want to see him again. And then really quick too about the cover stories. So someone asked like what I thought was happening with the Enel cover stories. So it seems like there's like a war or a battle between like these kind of small mechanical guys and then these space pirates. And then the past two that I just read, Enel just shocked a space pirate after that battle, and then he saw a huge explosion and it really ticked him off because it like damaged his endless Vars. And then I took a sneak peek at the next one for chapter 444, and it shows like the space pirates. It says a space pirate excavation. So they're digging, it looks like, or looking for something. You guys said that it genuinely applies to the world building, which I'm so excited about because I love Skypiea and Enel. So I will keep posted and keep notes on that. Oh, and then also the ship. I'm really, really enjoying all the ship drawings with like showing everything. I loved it with the Mary, like way back toward the start of the manga when we got Mary. So I'm really excited to see more about the Sunny, but it's really cool. It's a huge ship and there's a lot of features that we're still figuring out about it. So yeah, that's the update. I'll have quite a bit of reading time tonight, so I'm hoping I can get some more updates out. But yes, I'll keep you posted. Have I mentioned that I love this arc so far? So I'm on chapter 447, so I was able to read a couple yesterday. And you guys keep saying that the humor is really good, and you're so right. It honestly is giving me total Skypiea vibes, and it makes me so happy because I just love Oda's humor, which is why I'm able to forgive kind of some of the more pervy jokes and humor, because I just, he writes his female characters well enough that it doesn't irk me. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like he still very much respects them. It's just, again, it's very cultural, but the humor is so funny. It is so funny. It has me like laughing out loud multiple times, and I've missed this because Water 7 and Enies Lobby was so dang depressing. So we've met Dr. Hogback, and Chopper, he's so cute. He was all excited to meet him because he's like this world-renowned doctor, I guess. And I guess he's like straight up like vampire Frankenstein. He's like doing all these weird experiments, and he wants to know like about the zombies, and like immortality and living forever, which is like major creepy vibes. And I find it so funny that Nami, Usopp, and Chopper have all been separated from the main group because they're the ones that get scared the most. So they got left in the graveyard with all the zombies, and they were like obviously freaked out and running away. And I love how Nami was like, if I get turned into a zombie, straight up just kill me. And I'm like, same, girl, honestly, same. I would not want to be living through that either. And then, oh my gosh, like when they get to the mansion and they meet Dr. Hogback, which his reaction when Chopper was like, can I see your laboratory? And he's like, no one can go in my lab ever. Okay, he was pretty freaky there. I did not like that. But then the servant girl doesn't like plates, I guess, and so she just like plops pudding right on the table, and then he's like, can't you use a plate? And then Chopper and Usopp just go, pudding, and they're like slurping it off the table. It was so funny. Like, I just love that like idiot crack humor. Again, it's very Skypiea. And then at the end of the chapter, which Nami has an interaction with this like the ghost invisible man again, which is quite odd. So I'm wondering who the heck this is, because it's the same person that stopped the crew from trying to rescue Nami, Usopp, and Chopper. So I don't know. We'll have to see who this is. But and then at the tail end, so the rest of the crew gets off to go find them, and then the Cerberus dog comes back, and then they're like, oh, does that thing want to fight us? That's awesome. We're like, oh, that's cute. And the dog gets like freaked out because they're like, who are these guys that aren't afraid of us? It's so Straw Hats. I love it to death. So I'm gonna keep reading, and I will check in, but I wanted to cover those couple things. I love this story. I love this arc. This is like the perfect next arc and like saga, I guess, after what we just read. So I'm excited. Okay, so I'm on chapter 449 now, and oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's literally it does have Skypiea humor, but it reminds me specifically actually of when the crew is in Alabasta and they're crossing the desert. That whole bit was just so funny, and that's exactly how this reminds me of when they're Luffy and crew is like trying to find the mansion where Nami and Usopp and Chopper are, and Luffy keeps asking like these freaky creatures to join the crew, and then when the negative ghosts go through them and they start getting really depressed, and Zoro's like, you just don't have enough willpower, and then it gets him too. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Like, my cheeks hurt from smiling so much and laughing. And then when the zombie pops out of the ground and Luffy just pushes him back down, and he's like, hey, don't push me back into the ground, and he goes, an old man with severe injuries, and they're like, you idiot, it's a zombie. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And then so they beat all the zombies and they're all like, "Okay, we'll do what you want or whatever. We just can't say any secrets." And Luffy's like, "Did you attack my friends? Don't lie to me." And they're like, "Yeah, we did." So he like beats him up again. And then so so then we saw I think it was like at the end of 447 like a figure walking down and he was doing the yo ho ho laugh. So like is that Brook's shadow question mark? Is that, or is that somebody else? I would think that it would have to do with Brook, right? And then they're all like, "Oh, do they know about Brook?" Like, I don't know. I don't know. But he was laughing going down. So maybe it's Brook's shadow. But then, so right at the end of the chapter I just read, so 448, we find out that there's a guy named Moria. There's another zombie, right? That asked the crew to defeat this guy named Moria because he's really, really dangerous and he's been stealing the shadows. So it must not be Dr. Hogback. Maybe it's somebody else. Unless he goes by a different name, but Dr. Hogback does not give this guy. But yeah, he's one of the 7 warlords of the sea. So I'm trying to like keep track of them. So Doflamingo is one. Crocodile was another one. They made Blackbeard one, right? Because he replaced Crocodile. We had another one at that meeting, like way back in Jaya. So that would be 4. So there's a lot of these dudes. There's 7 of them. That's a lot. But yeah, so Moria, I guess he's the big bad in this island then that's stealing everybody's shadows and making everybody miserable. So I don't know, we'll have to see, but I seriously am absolutely loving this arc. It's Christmas break ends tomorrow, so my week will finally look normal again, and you guys, I'm gonna rip through this. So I hope you're ready for some more regular long updates. I've gotten quite a few of you who are asking about kind of like what some of my One Piece theories are. So I thought this would kind of be a great point to kind of talk about some of them before I get into the meat of Thriller Bark. And I don't necessarily have a ton. I feel like normally I really love to theorize, but Oda genuinely just throws me so off base all the time that I've kind of like given up theorizing like deeply anyway, and I'm just enjoying the ride and taking it as it comes. But naturally I do have a few ideas. So my first one is that Garp and Roger were brothers. Because when we met Vice Admiral Garp, he talked about how he faced off or he cornered Roger multiple times, and I thought that Roger was Luffy's grandfather, and he was not. I was wrong, but that does mean that they're in kind of that same age range. Okay, and then my next theory is that Roger knew the true history. So I know a lot of you guys, I think a few of you have said that you still don't know what the true history is, which is, like the 100-year gap, which are written on the poneglyphs that Robin was researching. So I think because Roger delivered, right, that last poneglyph to Skypiea, um, and that's what they were guarding. So part of me wonders if like he found out the true history and he was like at peace in a sense. Like, what if the true history is the One Piece? Like, what if, I don't know, what if it's like just, what if it's something like, what if that is the thing that the government wants to hide so badly? I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe the One Piece is something that that hidden civilization was trying to keep secret and safe until the right person found it, and then Roger did. And then he was, and then he let himself be captured. I don't know if he let himself be captured. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of stuff about Roger is still this big mystery. I don't know if he willingly got captured. I wouldn't think that he would purposefully be executed, but I don't know. I really don't know much about him other than he was able to successfully sail the world. But I found it quite interesting that scene with Robin when at the tail end of Skypiea when she sees his handwriting. Um, it's just stuck with me. There's a lot there that's very secretive. So I don't know. That's maybe what I think, that he knew what the government was trying to hide, and that's why they wanted to capture him and execute him so badly, as well as being the king of the pirates. But I don't know. That's, if I had to, that's kind of what I'm theorizing. But even for a lot of you caught up fans, I know you guys don't really know. And then the last theory is about Sanji. So I don't think I ever talked about this, but at the end of it was the post Enies lobby arc, they cut to the Navy and they tried to get a picture of Sanji, but it was blacked out, which I don't even know how that's possible. Um, so I think that he's probably at, maybe he's like either super wanted by the government, maybe, or he's protected in a sense. So maybe he's connected to the Navy or the world government somehow. Um, I don't understand why he would be blacked out then. I wouldn't think that they would need to, but like no one really seems to know who he is. I mean, so they call him Blackleg Sanji now because he got like the upgrade super kick in Eni's lobby. But yeah, I don't know. I just found that very interesting that they took a picture of him and it's blacked out. And I do think that there's a lot more to Sanji's story. Like I knew that anyway, but the fact that his photo was blacked out, it would have to be like, that would have to be connected to the government somehow. Like someone would have to program like those the pictures not to show up or process. I don't know how that's possible, but yeah, maybe he's got like a, I don't know, like a magic spell or curse or something on him. Is that a thing in One Piece? So I don't know. I'm very curious about Sanji. There's a lot more to him, I think. But I just found it very interesting. So I don't know, maybe he's connected to like a high up official as well in the Navy or in the world government or something. So I think off the top of my head, those are like all the theories that I can think of. If I think of any more, I'll obviously just do another video like this. But yeah, obviously don't tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I thought I would shoot these out there since you guys have been asking kind of what my different theories are and stuff. So yeah, I thought this was really fun and I'm excited to get into Thriller Bark more. Let's talk about my 5 current favorite One Piece characters as someone who is in the middle of Thriller Bark. My ratings do tend to fluctuate quite a bit after each saga, and I really adore that. But that being said, number 5, we have got Zoro. Zoro was my number 1 for a while, and I adore him. His fights are top tier. I find him to be one of the funniest characters. His fighting and banter back and forth with Sanji is hilarious. I do wish that we got to see a little more of that emotional sensitivity from him. There are moments, particularly like in Skypiea, when he found Chopper and he was expressing his concern if Nami was okay. He definitely shows his concern and you know that caring side to him when it's necessary. But I do wish that I could see it just a little bit more. It's my favorite part of characters, is kind of seeing that sensitivity in them and caring for their friends. So he does, just in his own Zoro way. But yes, Zoro is currently at number 5. Number 4, we have got Usopp. I love Usopp. You know that this is an Usopp defense page. It will be forever. I love him. He is the most human and relatable character in this series, hands down. He's scared, he's emotional, he gets angry, he gets sad. And how many of us have said and done things in those intense emotions that we regret, right? It's completely normal. And Usopp has those moments and it's so relatable, but he's so kind. He does a lot of behind the scenes work that isn't fully appreciated. I just adore him. I absolutely love him. Number 3, we've got Luffy, our beloved captain. He is an idiot, but he's not stupid. His emotional intelligence is through the roof. I loved how in Water 7 and Eni's Lobby, we really got to see some good emotional development from him. He had to grieve Mary, he had to grieve Usopp, he had to literally power himself up physically, emotionally, it was just such a good developmental arc for Luffy. He is so kind. He quite literally will declare war on the world government for one of his Nakama, and I just adore him. Number 2, Sanji. Now listen here, I will not tolerate Sanji slander either. I quite literally filmed a Sanji appreciation video for my YouTube, so stay tuned for that. I love Sanji. He's subtle, he is overwhelmingly kind, he is such a good character and vital part of the crew. I will not hear anything different. I keep seeing people say that Thriller Bark is where his character starts to decline. And honestly, even if it does, I don't care because he's been such a precious and wonderful character that will stay with me forever regardless. Number 1, we've got my beloved Robin. I love her. She is the big sister of the group. She's got this quiet sense of maturity and knowing. She's intelligent. She loves to read. She carries heavy burdens and doesn't like to ask for help, although she's slowly learning how to do that. I just adore her. Annie's Lobby and Water 7 was such an incredible arc for her, and to see her finally break down those walls and join the crew, and I just adore her. She's a wonderful character, a wonderful addition to the crew, and I could not be happier that she is with us on this journey now. So those are my top 5. I'm sure they will rechange and reorganize again after this next saga, but yes, those are my top 5. I missed you guys. I'm so sorry. I was gone so long. I got possessed by the house cleaning, redecorating, and repainting bug post-Christmas. So I'm finally slowing down from all that. I have read quite a bit of Thriller Bark, and I'm ready to report. Oda absolutely sucks. Because what the hell? What do you mean that oh my gosh, I knew that Brook was connected to Laboon somehow. I was not prepared for it to hurt that bad, because what do you mean he doesn't want his afro to get damaged because it's the only possible thing that Laboon would recognize from him, because his ship is gone, the crew is gone, and he doesn't even have his body anymore. He's just bones. And he desperately wants to go back and fulfill his promise to Laboon, who's been waiting for 50 years. And I dared to call them lousy. I'm speechless. I feel betrayed. I feel disgusted. I feel so many complex things right now. I'm at chapter 460. Oh my word, you guys. I'm so the emotional whiplash that I constantly receive from this stupid manga. I'm so over it. I was cracking my butt up so many times, and then just wham, the minute Laboon's name gets mentioned, cue the waterworks. I love him. I love the whale, and I also love Brook. And speaking of which, we gotta touch base on what else I've read. Frankie and Robin are so mom and dad. They are mom and dad, and I love them. Frankie, I told you guys that my character rankings switch so much, and this is why. Like, Frankie is rapidly climbing the ranks right now. I adore him, and I love how he gets so emotional about, I mean, basically anything, but like Brook's whole thing. He is the one that originally asked Brook about Laboon, and he didn't realize that Laboon was the whale, and it was so cool seeing the whole crew and like Luffy get very excited that they get to talk about Laboon again, and that Brook is the pirate that had to leave him behind. So the fact that they're connected, and Luffy's like, oh my gosh, he's a musician, he's a skeleton, he knows Laboon, he's funny, like, I don't care if I have to kidnap him, he is joining the crew. Yeah, like Robin's whole thing where she can grow wings with her arms, that is insane. I just, again, like, this was such a, like, a highlight moment for Robin and Frankie. I love it. Frankie is, like, so loud and obnoxious in the best way, and then Robin is just there with her quiet, soft smile. I love it so much. And let's see, what else we had? So Luffy got his shadow stolen, and we got to see Moria. I'm sorry, you guys. He's lame. He's so lame. He's not only is he super ugly, but I'm like he like has everybody else do his work. Like he only makes the shadows and like puts them into the zombies and controls them, which I guess is a lot of work. But like I don't like his character design. He just looks so corny. Like it's very Scooby-Doo-esque or like Nightmare Before Christmas. But yeah, like super lame. I mean, especially after villains like Robert and Spandam, like I don't know. I know that this one is like not on the same level, but the villains, I'm just like, ugh. And not to mention Absalom is so nasty and annoying, although I will say the dynamic that he has with Lola is giving Donkey and the dragon from Shrek, although Donkey is infinitely more lovable than Absalom. Absalom kind of reminds me of Jafar. Like, if Donkey and Jafar were like meshed together, but it looks like a tiger. Yeah, that's about where we're at with Absalom. And then also question, he insists that he's human, but he has the marks like he's a zombie. So is he a zombie but he's like in denial and he thinks that he's human, or is he actually a human? Yeah, and then I started to talk about it and then I got sidetracked. So Luffy's zombie that his shadow got put in is this massive monster beast named Oars, which I find fascinating. I would love to see more lore on Oars. I don't know if we'll ever get it, but he's this like massive monster, and because it's got Luffy's shadow, it's like super hungry, and he wants to like see the entire world and stuff, which I find is funny. So I'm curious, like, is the final boss gonna be like Oars? Like, are they gonna have to fight against Luffy's shadow? But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I am adoring Frankie and Robin. I know you guys say that there's a cringy scene coming up with Sanji, so I am aware. I am prepared. I am preparing, okay? It's all right. It's okay. I promise. And then if any of you are still watching at this point, love you and appreciate you, first of all. Listen, I am very busy. I'm at a very busy point in life. I'm not necessarily as able to sit and do my little check-ins. Just if I get distracted again with house projects or housework, my home and my family still come first over recording. I would be blowing through this way faster, but I like to do the updates, and I don't want to like betray you guys and say that I'm going to update and then be like, surprise, I finished the arc. So, and I think we've talked about this before, but just remind me again, I don't want you guys to get impatient. I don't want to like drop the story. Like, I love this manga. I don't want anyone to think that I'm only using it for views or anything like that. I love it and I want to read it, but I feel like I'm like cheating on you guys or betraying you if I read it and then I'm not able to do the check-ins. So just let me know if you're okay just waiting a little bit sometimes if I'm busy to do the check-ins. That is amazing and wonderful, and I'm so appreciative. But if you're okay with me reading and kind of checking in bigger batches, that is great too. But I genuinely, you guys have been so invested, and I want to do this as best as in the best of my ability. I want to do what you guys want to see, so just let me know. But I'm so appreciative of you guys enjoying this. I'm loving Thriller Bark, genuinely. It's such a fun, amazing arc. I can't believe we've touched back to Laboon, and something tells me that we are going to get another deeper flashback with Brook at a later point, so I am gathering my tissues now for that. But There are a couple chapters I know that you guys want me to physically record reading my reaction to. I'm well aware, and I am planning to do that. Don't worry. But yeah, just let me know. I hope you enjoy. If you're still watching, love ya. I will check in soon. Okay, see, Oda just confirmed that Frankie and Robin are mom and dad. It's I was reading the SBS question corner at the end of chapter 460, and literally someone was like, what would the family dynamic be with like the crew members? And he says that Robin and Frankie would be mom and dad, and then Zoro would be the eldest son, which is so funny. He said that Chopper would be the baby son, and then Luffy would be the fourth son, so like the next youngest. And it's so accurate. I mean, literally they're his characters, so it makes sense. But yeah, I love the SBS question corners. They are hilarious. And I do read them. Dude. Oh, this arc is just, it's pure crack. It's so funny. Usopp, so they run into the ghost girl, and she sends the negative hollows after them, and everyone falls victim to it except Usopp. And I was like thinking while I was reading it, I'm like, oh, maybe it's because he already like thinks like negatively about himself. And that's exactly what happened. He's immune to himself because he already feels so much negativity. And the way that the panels were, it was so funny. Zombie girl, her face reminded me just of Enel's. So it's like, it's equal parts sad, but I'm like, I get Usopp. I relate to him. I'm like, you know what? Maybe those negative thoughts would come in handy sometime. But so, Absalom is quite literally about to, kiss Nami, and I'm hoping the guys get there, like, right this second. I do not like him at all, so I'll check in. Okay, chapter 462, Usopp needs a hug. He said that no one can out negative him because he is like the ultimate pessimistic thinker. He just needs a hug. Everybody, you better be nice to him. I love Usopp so much. So get out of my comments if you're an Usopp hater. And then Sanji just arrived finally to rescue Nami. Zoro is gonna fight Zombie Guy to help Brook get his shadow back. Frankie is also there, and the zombie swordsman has like one of the legendary swords, and Zoro needs a new sword, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna defeat you and take that. So I'm very excited. And then Oars is just running rampant. The fact though that gigantic creature can do like the gum galling is crazy. I'm so curious to see if they're gonna have to fight him, because that's gonna be a wild fight, so I'll check in. Okay, chapter 463. What do you mean that Sanji gets bad in this arc? What do you mean? He is literally laying Absalom out. It's so satisfying. He's awesome. I love him so much. I love him. And he's being super respectful. And I love how he called out, like, each of the things that Absalom did to her. And, like, you know, how he was being creepy. And he's like, you better not have done anything when she was unconscious. Like, well, you know, or anything nasty while she was sleeping. And, I just love him. I'm really curious to see what this scene is that everyone keeps talking about, because I just adore him. I do. He is kicking butt literally right now. Okay, I just started 464, and he said that Absalom stole one of his dreams. So I'm guessing, based on what you guys have said, that he's like, one of his dreams was to spy on Nami in the bath. That's what I'm guessing is going on. I hope it's something more gallant than that, but we'll see. It's probably something like that. So let's see if I'm right. Let's see if my prediction upholds. Okay, I reached it. It's pretty close to what I guessed. I mean, so the dream, he was mad that Absalom had the clear fruit. when he always wanted to eat it and become invisible so that he could go peeping. I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, it's a roll your eyes moment. It really is. Unfortunately, it's very much a cultural thing. You have to, I feel like with Japanese works, with anime and manga specifically, I feel like you have to separate it to a degree. Because even look at Naruto, right? And his jutsu that he does. I mean, it's everywhere, unfortunately, in this, and you kind of just have to take a step back. I don't think that Sanji, I don't think he's a bad character. I still love and adore Sanji. I think that Oda needs a character to kind of have that gag that every manga and anime seems to need to have, and Sanji is the recipient of that gag. It's not great and I don't enjoy it, but it's easy enough for me to just roll my eyes and keep going, and it makes sense. This arc is so crackish, I feel like, that it makes sense that Sanji would be like going up against his mirror rival, in this. So I don't know. If you're upset that I'm not more upset about it, I am sorry. I'm not enthused by it. I don't endorse it and I don't support it, but I was expecting it. Like, it's not surprising to me. You know what I mean? It's you see it coming clear as day. So it's just one of those things, if it really, really bugs you and you have a hard time liking the character, I completely understand. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've read a ton of books or I've watched quite a bit of anime, and you just kind of have to separate yourself from it a bit, Okay, finished 464. Now we've moved on to Usopp and Perona. They're about to fight. I did peep the cover page for 465, and it's Enel. He's about to go in and kind of discover what these space pirates have been excavating. I'm really, really, really loving the cover stories with Enel still. It's really, really interesting. I'm curious to see what's on the moon and what they were trying to excavate. I hope you enjoyed this fatty update today. Thank you for all the sweet and supportive comments on my last video. Love you guys. I'll check in soon. Okay, I am on chapter 471, and we've got a couple chapters and things to go over. So first off, Usopp's fight, incredible, amazing. I absolutely loved this fight from him. It's my favorite Usopp fight so far. I loved it. There were so many great moments here. People don't talk about how smart Usopp is, especially in a fight. Like, he's so quick on his feet, and the fact that he creates these weapons and engineers them is just such a cool thing, like, the fact that he doesn't have any powers and is able to come up with these, honestly, it just makes him so cool. And we had a return special guest appearance from Sniper King. He came right exactly as Usopp needed him. Such a great guy. I really miss having him around. So I was very happy to see him again. And where he drew his weapon back and it was like a cockroach bomb, and then he used the hammer, but it was just a balloon, and she got so scared that she just like passed out. I would have done the same thing. Man, such a great fight from Usopp. I loved reading it. So then after that, we go to Zoro and his fight with the samurai. This was a really quick fight, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be this quick, but Zoro beat him, and he got a new sword, and he also got Brook's shadow back. I'm so happy that he's got his shadow back finally. So that was really, really great. I hope we get like more Zoro scenes soon, because I miss like those really great solo Zoro moments. So I'm hoping to see more of those soon, because that battle was so fast. Chopper was facing off with Robin against Dr. Hogback. Genuinely, the scene with Dr. Hogback talking about Sindri genuinely was like turning my stomach over. Like, it was so hard to read. This was just genuinely such a disturbing thing, and to see Chopper's just absolute, like, disgusted rage. And then also too with Robin, like, you see a lot of the panels where Robin is just like, she quietly rages, and is like really disgusted at what he's done to Sindri and these other people. So then right as Chopper is about to deal the finishing blow, Oars scrambles everything. He breaks the building and causes everyone to fall. And Hogback is trapped under some rubble and can't get out, and he orders Sindri to rescue him, and she says, "I can't move," and it kind of shows that it's her original body fighting back, and he ends up getting squished by Oars, which honestly is a fantastic ending for such a despicable character. I really, really hate him. That was just, ugh. The crew is trying to, they're gonna have to try to figure out how to beat Oars. He's huge, so that's interesting. I also find it's kind of a funny symbolic fight because Luffy's so powerful. His personality and his aura is, if it were to physically take shape, the fact that it's like it would look like Oars. So that's kind of how it feels to me. Like, Oars really is the perfect vessel for Luffy's shadow, because that's just, he's such an intimidating figure when he wants to be. All right, well, I'll check in. 5 favorite non-Straw Hat One Piece characters. A couple of you asked what these 5 were for me. I'm so excited because A, I love talking about One Piece, and B, it was really, really fun to kind of look back and sift through all of these characters. It was hard to narrow it down to 5, but here we go. Starting off, I've got 2 honorable mentions. They are both animals. I have to make them honorable mentions because I love animals so much that the bias takes over. Number 1, of course, Laboon. I love Laboon. I would die for Laboon. He is the best. I just want a happy ending for him so badly. And number 2 honorable mention is Karoo. I feel like Karoo often is such an underrated, kind of underappreciated character in the Alabasta saga. Not because people don't like him, but just there's so many great characters and highlight moments in Alabasta. I think it's just easy to forget about him, but I love him so much. So, coming in at number 5, we have got Noland. I was floored that Noland ended up becoming such a favorite for me. I loved his backstory. Oda, again, just has this way of bonding you to these characters that you really only see for a couple chapters, and Noland genuinely was that way for me. I loved how he was respectful. He developed this wonderful friendship, and while his ending was really, really sad, I'm just so thankful that Luffy was able to kind of avenge his story and bring peace to his line and story. At number 4, we've got Enel. You all know that I love Enel. He's my favorite One Piece villain to date. Just an awesome character. Genuinely. He is so powerful and intimidating, and I often think about what Skypiea would have been like if Luffy wasn't his natural enemy, because he's incredibly powerful and he has every right, really, to have the god complex that he does. He's insanely powerful. Restarting his heart after the battle was just insane work. I've been loving his cover stories. Honestly, the aura is just insane. Number 3, Shanks. Maybe predictable, I don't care. I love Shanks. What a great character, and we still know next to nothing about him. We see him in Romance Dawn, and then we're lucky to get like a glimpse of him, but he's turning into such a mysterious character because in Romance Dawn, he's just this non-confrontational, cool guy. He sacrifices an arm for Luffy and gives him a straw hat. He's all smiles, and then anytime else we see him, he kind of comes across as this scarred, terrifying, powerful individual. He's one of the 4 emperors. People quite literally pass out in his presence because he's so intimidating. I want to know more about him, and I really want to see him and Luffy reunite, so big Shanks fan. Number 2, Ace. I love Ace. Another one that I feel like we just get these little glimpses of and we don't know much about him. But the thing I love most about Ace is his relationship and dynamic with Luffy. I feel like, because Luffy's the captain, he's the strongest, he always looks out for his crew. So it's just really endearing to see someone like Ace, who seems every bit, if not more powerful than Luffy, and he's genuinely really protective and seemingly loves Luffy. It's a really sweet thing to see, and it's definitely such a change in the dynamic that we normally see with Luffy and crew, you know, where he kind of has, it's like, oh, our idiot captain. He and Ace genuinely seem to have a brotherly, affectionate relationship. So I'm really excited to see more of Ace. I'm just hoping that nothing happened to him in the battle with Blackbeard, because that's the last time we saw him and that's it. So I am so hoping nothing bad happened to him and we get to see more of him soon. Number 1, Vivie. I know that she will always be an honorary Straw Hat member, but just genuinely, she's one of the most well fleshed out characters. Her growth arc from Whiskey Peak through Alabasta was just insane and incredible. Her standing on top of the clock tower, screaming at her people to stop fighting, is genuinely one of my favorite scenes that I've read in the series so far, and probably will be. It's such a powerful scene. She doesn't let her status of royalty corrupt her mind and thinking, and the fact that she genuinely loved and respected the Straw Hats and the pirates for what they did for her and her country. Just a really great moment, and their send-off is, again, such a fantastic and wonderful moment, and I really love that she and Luffy were so straight with each other and really helped correct each other when they were, you know, going too far in one direction. Just the mutual respect that they had for one another was really, really great, and I absolutely think that they both influenced each other in their respective leadership roles. So, big Vivie fan. I love all these characters. I love many more that were not listed. Let me know what some of your favorites are, and I will catch you in the next video. Hello, you guys. I hope you are enjoying your 3-day weekend. Okay, so I'm on chapter 476, and we have a lot to catch up on. So, first of all, the crew's fight with Oars was so funny. I like that Oars' inner dialogue when he's like, oh, look at the remaining pirates, and Usopp has it's their Sniper King, and he's like, oh, there's that cool looking hero. I just find it hilarious because it's literally Luffy's inner dialogue, and he genuinely finds Sniper King really cool. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, when the guys were doing their emperor thing and they needed Robin to complete it, and she's like, I'm not doing that. That embarrasses me as a human being. It was so funny. It was so funny. It's so, like, it is such a guy and girl thing. Like, I've had experiences like that. You know, like back in grade school when the guys want to do some stupid thing and then the girls are like, that is so embarrassing. I'm not doing that. That was so funny. And the way that she says it and like her dry, completely serious face and tone of voice, so funny. At least that's how it sounds in my brain. Then who shows up but so this guy Bartholomew Kuma, he's one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Talk about intimidating. Not only is this dude massive, he's very, very, very tall and huge, but he like can make people disappear, because Perona was getting ready to attack him and then she just disappeared. Like, he opened his book and just went poof. Crazy. And then so he's there to find Moria and warn him about the Straw Hats, and he says that the world government really does not want these Straw Hats around. Like, they want him gone, especially after Eni's lobby. And Moria's like, what's the big deal? Like, they're weak, it's no problem, like, what are they scared of? And he's like, well, it's a huge deal because before Eni's lobby, no one thought that Robert could be beaten, Rob Lucci, and they beat him. And then he also said that Blackbeard has been officially confirmed as a new warlord to replace Crocodile. So that's official now, which again, his name is Marshall D. Teach. What's with the D names? Like what's with the D names? And then he also was asking Nami, Kuma was asking Nami about if Luffy has an older brother. So I'm very curious to kind of like see why he wanted the connection there. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm very interested. Immediately, Bartholomew is quite the interesting character. In the way that like Doflamingo immediately seemed menacing, and the way that Crocodile seemed very cunning and, you know, very intelligent. I don't know. I'm not. Kuma just is like radiating this sense of forebodance, but like, I don't know. I'm just very curious. There seems like there's a lot to his character. So I'm quite curious. Obviously, he's very powerful. I mean, if he can make people disappear, I'm wondering if he can like trap them in his book, or does he simply erase them from existence? I'll have to see. But he says that he simply is there to warn Moria. He's not there to offer his help in any way. But definitely a very, very intimidating individual. I don't know. He just kind of seems like he's on a different level than some of the other warlords that we've seen. So the crew is once again getting ready to defeat Oars because the sun is about to come up. And they're like, okay, we have to get a lot of salt. And Oars hit Luffy. Oars hit Usopp before he could go get the salt. But then who saves the day but Brook? Brook is there and he's got a massive thing of salt. I'm so happy to see him again. So yeah, that's where we're at. I will check in. I'm really, really, really loving this story. And I'm so excited with these characters. Oh, and then Enel, we finished Enel's cover story. So he's like, he got rid of the space pirates. So now the little, like, Empire army of the little robot dudes want to serve and are faithful to Enel because he avenged their master. And when he like electrocuted this whole like hidden city, it like charged them all back up. So now he's got this little like robot army on the moon. So I'm very curious to see what's gonna come of that, if anything. But I have just adored his cover story series. It's been amazing. So that's what I've got, and I will check in. You guys, I'm so excited. So Luffy, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so crazy. I love Luffy fights. I feel like it's been so long since I have seen one. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So I'm about to read chapter 479, Warrior of Hope. But oh my gosh, this fight between Luffy and Oars / Moria is so satisfying. The other, like the pirates who lost their shadows, the fact that they were able to cram over 100 shadows into Luffy is crazy, and he's all like beefed up and massive, and he's super strong, so he can absolutely go toe to toe with Oars right now. And then I just, there's like no better thing than when the crew is getting roughed up and then Luffy sees it and he's like, all right, it's going down. Like, you don't mess with my crew. Like, enough is enough. So, oh my gosh, I'm loving this. I'm so excited. I will check in after chapter 479. Okay, I just finished 479. In case anybody needed clarification, I love Luffy so much. He's so precious, and he's such a symbol of hope for so many people, and I just adore him so much. I'm like, I feel so proud of him when he does stuff like this. I don't know. I'm just so attached to him. He feels like a little brother. And oh, I just love him. That was an awesome fight. It honestly went by too quick for me. I honestly wanted to see more, but he did it just in the nick of time. It's honestly been a minute since I've done like a recording stretch. So I think I'm gonna record myself reading the last few chapters of Thriller Bark. So I'll have it be a separate video. So I will post this one, and then I will have the other one edited and uploaded later today, I promise. So I'm gonna record myself reading these last few. I'll have it up, so stay tuned for that. I'm so excited, but so sad that this arc is gonna be over, but let's do it. So, quick disclaimer, I totally forgot. So I got a ton of warnings about the comment section of my last video and about the comment sections in general through these next couple arcs. So once I got several warnings, I stayed out of the comments for my last video. So if you're one of my regulars and I didn't respond to you, it's just because I'm trying to avoid any spoilers as much as possible. I love interacting with you guys. I do. I love it so much. But if there's a section or if, you know, there's a character featured that provokes a lot of spoiler comments, I am gonna stay out of the comments to preserve myself from any unwanted knowledge. So just a little disclaimer, because I love responding to you guys, but I did want to stay out of the comment section of that video. So love you guys. Thanks. You guys, I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out. We just found out that Ace is he's in Impel Down, awaiting execution. No, I'm so stressed out because I thought Fishman Island is next, isn't it? Because that's where they were going before they went to Thriller Bark. So that means we have to do like a whole other island, unless we can hit Impel Down on the way to Fishman Island, but I don't think we take 2 detours. Oh, I'm so upset. I mean, I'm glad he's not dead, but like, that means he lost the battle with Blackbeard then, and he's in prison now. Dang it. I'm so bummed. I wanted to see him again, not have him be in prison. Okay, so we have another beautiful, powerful, touching moment from Sanji. So the 2 zombies knew, they saw what happened with Zoro and Kuma, and they were gonna tell the other Straw Hats, but then Sanji was like, okay, wait, shut up and come with me, and he had them tell him what happened. And obviously he has a lot of begrudging respect for Zoro, and he could tell that Zoro was like a brink away from death. And so he tells the zombies, like, don't do this, because imagine how Luffy is gonna feel knowing that his pain and suffering was transferred to Zoro. It would devastate Luffy and make him feel terrible. I just adore him. This is what I'm saying. Like, Sanji is the one that does this quiet, behind the scenes moments. And I'm just like, I'm really struggling to understand. Like, I'm telling you, I got so many people saying that I would hate Sanji after this saga, and I just don't understand it. He continues with this subtle, quiet knowing and kindness when it comes to these characters and his crewmates. This is the greatest show of respect, in my opinion, that he can give to Zoro. Just what a beautiful show of friendship between them, genuinely. I love that scene, and you can see Robin with her little ear. She was spying on them, so now she knows, but great moment. Okay, I finished chapter 486. Brook now knows that Luffy and crew met Laboon, and he's so happy, and he's starting to play the piano. And I'm at chapter 487, which is his flashback, and I'm so scared to read it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't with Laboon. He is my baby. I love him. So I am going to record myself reading the chapter, and then I will record my reaction to his song. I can't figure out how to screen record the entire anime episode. And I'm also scared of getting copyrighted. So I think I'm just going to react to the song for now because I am able to record that. And I will post that as my next video combined for you. So I'm so scared, but here we go. Hey, you guys. So I am about to read chapter 487, and then at the end of this video, I will be reacting to Brook's song that is apparently at the end of this. I'm very nervous. I get so emotional over Laboon, but chapter 487, here we go. Enjoy. I love that his skeleton still has the afro. I love it. Because I don't know. It's just it also kind of ties back to Long Ring Long Land when Luffy had the afro. So the fact that we now have like a crew member that's gonna have an afro, I think is just so great. Oh my gosh, Laboon is singing. I love it. He's so cute. I love him. Oh my gosh. Laboon saved the little he saved the crew members. They're celebrating. I'm cooked. I already feel like crying. Say sea monster, protect Laboon. Laboon followed them. He's so cute. It must have been so hard for Brook to stay on that ship for so many. I can't even fathom his pain seeing all of his crew members. So it says that so the captain got the plague, and they're up to a dozen infected, and it says they must have contracted it in that jungle we stopped at. So I wonder if they got the same thing that Nami did. Wait a minute. Did they well wait. It couldn't have been Jaya, right? Because Jaya or Skypiea was up in the sky by then, right? Because I know they were sick, remember? Because they got like the village all had the plague. And I thought that Nolan took care of that. So I don't know. Is it? I mean, I guess there could be multiple plagues, but I'm just curious if it's the same one that affected the Giants, or if maybe like if they all got stung or like bit by the bug that Nami did that made her really sick. The only thing about that one is that it was like the first island, basically one of the first ones that you get to because it's Little Garden. If it's a spoiler, don't tell me, but I am curious if that's the case. So none of the treatments are working and they're really sick. Chapter 488, the Song of Life. You guys, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Quick side note pit stop, the Where Are They Now shot 6, Smoker, the vice president being run down by fans and debt collectors. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So, 10 years after setting sail from Twin Cape, they are okay. So, they're in the Florian Triangle. So, he has a tone dial of his crew singing for Laboon. So they all got attacked with poison weapons, so they're gonna sing Laboon's favorite song one last time. Okay, I'm kind of glossing over the words because I want to experience the song in the anime, so forgive me here. Okay, time for the final blow. Let's watch the song. Oh my gosh. That's a lot. It's really emotional. I'm scared to listen to this song. I want to hear how it sounds, but I know it's going to be so sad. All right, you guys. Binks Brew. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
どうしました。これじゃカルテット。トリオ。デュエット。ソロ。なんです。伴奏だけ残して。
俺の船への乗船条件は音楽が好きなこと。泣く子も笑うルンバー海賊団の旗揚げだ。ラブーン、俺たちは必ずここへ戻る。待ってろよ。
I want to watch the entirety of the episode so that I can see it all together like how it was in the manga chapter. His backstory is so sad. They genuinely seemed like such a good, like, all together crew. I'm just devastated for them. And I'm devastated that Brook spent that many years alone. I mean, I honestly don't know how I think he's a little insane. Like, I think that anybody would be after that long, but like, wow, wow, wow. All right. I hope you enjoyed.